I hid my knife inside my bag while the teacher smiled. How was everyone's weekend? Because even though no one believed me, I was psychic, and I could hear what Miss Swan was really thinking. These ungrateful children don't deserve to be here. Today's the day they finally learn their lesson. It was the same thing she'd been thinking for weeks. I watched her eyes dart towards the weapon she had hidden in her drawer, and the whole class smiled because none of them knew what was going on but me. Miss Swan grabbed a marker and started writing fractions on the board, but in her head she was thinking, this will be the last lesson they ever learn. I have to distract them before I make a move. I had 911 dialed into my phone, and I was about to go to the bathroom, but then she clapped her hands. Okay, my loves, it's break time. But in her head she was thinking, it's time. Her hand reached towards the drawer, and I shot up with the knife in my hand, panicking. Call the police. Miss Swan has a gun in her drawer. But the entire class turned to me and looked at me like I was crazy. Miss Swan pretended to be shocked. Oh my gosh, I've never heard anything like this before. Get out of my class, now. Before I could say anything, she grabbed the knife out of my hand and dragged me out of the classroom. Inside her head she was thinking, how did she know my plan? The door slammed shut and she locked me out. I called 911, please come. My teacher is armed and dangerous. And they responded saying they were 2 minutes away. But when I pressed my face to the door's little window, she was already walking back to her desk. My knees started trembling with fear, and in her head she thought, now. But when she ripped the drawer open, it was empty, and in her head she screamed, where is it? A girl screamed, and every head snapped to the quiet kid standing at his seat. The gun was shaking in both of his hands, and it was pointed at the floor. I realized he believed me, and found the gun while I was being escorted out by Miss Swan. We'd just saved the entire school. Suddenly, police shoved past me with their guns pointing towards him and screamed, drop it! Miss Swan collapsed against the whiteboard, sobbing and pointing at him. He had it in his bag. He was going to kill us. She was framing him. I pointed at her. It was your gun, you psycho. But the lead officer glared at me. You may not like your teacher, but don't falsely accuse her of something so serious. They walked him out in handcuffs past an officer wrapping a blanket around Miss Swan's shoulders. I lunged at them and tried to shove them off, but one of the officers restrained me. He was the school hero, and he was being arrested for it. I heard her think, you're next.